If you haven't got problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Tip my hat to the sun in the west. Feel the beat right in my chest. At the crossroads a second time. Make the devil change his mind. It's a pound of flesh, but it's really...
Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape into the world of geeks, nerds, and people who enjoy standing in 8-hour lines for a box of Legos that only come with 14 pieces. As always, I'm a host, I'm Jason Miller, and we've got Josh Tankersley.
Jason, you didn't tell me what to say this week.
Fair point. We've also got Nuru Egbaje.
My character has nothing to say.
Okay, and on that note, hey, this week, the stomach virus got Brandon, and that stomach virus beat his ass. So, let's take it off the writer, because I didn't tell you guys what to say, and let's kick it back. What have you guys been up to this week? Because we can't script that one.
So, this week I went and saw Dunkirk in IMAX on 70mm, and I have to say that experience was dope as hell. Like, the movie was good. But the experience of being in that 70mm showing in the IMAX theater was ridiculously cool. If you guys get a chance to go see it, it opened #1 in the box office this weekend. Go see it. It was really, really cool. If you're a film nerd, if you want to go see something, like if you go see a lot of movies, you want to see something that's different, go see Dunkirk, directed by Christopher Nolan. Crazy good movie.
All right, Nuru, what have you been up to, man?
I was on vacation.
Nice.
Yeah, I was at the beach. And on top of being at the beach, I got to swim with a shark.
On purpose?
Not on purpose. I got to
With or away from
it. You got away from it. You didn't swim with it. Let's clear that up.
Yeah. Well, bottom line, I was at the beach. We was all hanging out, and then all of a sudden, it's like shark, and we're like, where? And you actually look out. You can see about 50, 60 meters out. You about 100 feet out. You can actually see two fins break the water, and you're like, yeah, okay. So this is me exiting stage left.
Nice.
Back to land, because we don't do sharks. No.
Okay, so were they sharks or were they dolphins?
They were sharks. At least that's what the lifeguards told me.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the surf zone, and there were a lot of dolphins in the surf zone, and they would mess with us all the time. It got to a point where you're just like cruising through, and you're like hanging out with a dolphin as you're on the Zodiacs. But
nice.
Sharks are cool. So nothing nerd worthy. You go to the beach.
I was at the beach, man. So I was doing at the beach. I was chilling. That's about as nerdy as it gets, too.
Naru, this show is called The Nerds from Work, not The Nerds on Vacation.
Gotcha. I am still reading Batman, though, trying to get caught
work
up
on that.
Version 2.
No more vacations. Work on that.
I was actually up till today. I'm still reading the. I don't know how I missed it before. I'm still reading the Year Zero storyline with the Riddler in the New 52. So it's like that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, this week, honestly, not too much, man. I been catching up on Arrow still.
Yeah, I still have to do that.
I've been catching up on Arrow. It's hard when there's like 20-something episodes and you work full time and you've just got like so many things you have going on in a real life scenario. It's like, hey, sit down and watch this. There were a few things that were going on this weekend that, I mean, you may or may not be privy to, but it's like some kind of conventions or I don't know.
Some kind of nerd get together.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like the past 2 weeks, and then like I may or may not host a podcast where we have to talk about these things, and then like my entire life got engulfed, and I don't know. It's something like that. But yeah, honestly, I've been reading Titans. I've been catching up on Titans. The new issue came out And dude, I love this run of Titans from Rebirth. It's got, you know, Nightwing, Wally West as the Flash, not Kid Flash, not
wow.
you know, anything like that. He actually calls himself the Flash, so that's pretty cool. It's got Tempest, not Aqualad, Tempest, and then it's got Donna Troy and a whole bunch of other cast members, and it's actually a good run. If you guys like team-based comics, I mean, I know some people, a guy that Naru and I both work with, he hates what he calls capes. He hates it. He hates it. You know who I'm talking about, Naru, but he hates capes. And you know, to me, this is just a great team. You know, if you can tell, I like the Power Rangers comic. I love, you know, Titans. Nightwing, of course, is my favorite, but those team-based comics where it's just kind of like the whole group together, seeing how all of these different things work together. Those are my favorite, just to see how these different elements work together. So that's kind of what I've been up to, man. So yeah, other than that, I mean, typically, guys, we go straight into, you know, movie news, and then television news, you know, then game news or whatever else we feel like talking about, because it's our show. But I mentioned it earlier, there's some people that were standing in line for a long time to get some stupid Legos, and there may or may not have been some conventions that happened. So this episode, all about nerds in costumes.
Hey, we got to cosplay one day.
No, I don't. I'm gonna cosplay. I'm cosplay right now. I'm a grown man.
Yeah, you are definitely pretending to be a grown man right now.
There you go. That's what I was about to say. There you go. Yeah.
Somebody has to. Somebody has to.
Good.
All these grown men cosplaying children. I'm a cosplay grown man. Somebody has to pretend. All right, guys. So there was a ton of stuff dropped, and we're actually going to divide this show up a little different. There's D23, which is a Disney exclusive convention where a lot of Marvel things are going to be dropped, but also a lot of Disney things, which we actually enjoy. We're grown men. We enjoy some of the Disney stuff. I'm man enough to say that Big Hero 6 is, I think, one of the better Marvel movies, honestly. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Dude, my 2-year-old loves that movie.
Dude, that is something to be proud of. My kids, I have two little girls, and I mean, you may think, oh, it's just a little boys show, but that show is awesome.
Yeah.
They love it. They love, what is it? The pink one. I don't even remember. Go-Go is the yellow one. My youngest one loves
Honey
Go-Go, and Honey Lemon, the pink one. Yeah. Those girls go crazy for those, but Baymax.
Baymax rocks.
Yeah, Baymax is awesome, dude.
That's what my 2-year-old does.
Oh yeah,
my daughter's 6 and she loves that. That's hard. Sometimes that's a greeting, man.
Dude,
nice.
Baymax is awesome. Which, by the way, which will tie us into Marvel. Hey, not a show topic, but Big Hero 6 did get an announcement that it's coming out with a television show.
Really?
So, yeah, all of our kids can continue to watch Big Hero 6 and their adventures and everything that's happened after the movie. It's not going to be 3D animation. It's, I think, actually going to be sketch drawn, but yeah.
Sweet.
Big Hero 6 is getting a show on, I want to say it's called Disney XD.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like more grown up, like, you know, teenager type Disney Channel. I think that's what, like, Spider-Man and all that's on too. So.
Yeah, that's where you watch all that stuff. I watch all those things there.
No, I don't watch any of that. Oh, yeah, you can. All right, so that's a good segue from introducing the D23 to a thing that's happened since, I don't know, maybe the dinosaur age. No one knows, actually. Its name has been lost in translation, but we'll just call it San Diego Comic-Con. That went down this weekend, and there are a few things. We're just going to label it together: Marvel, DC, and other. So, honestly, let's start Marvel off with my favorite topic, the Defenders trailer.
I wonder who wrote the show notes.
I wonder who didn't write you guys in, but has something awesome to say in the intro.
Defenders, yo.
That's all right. From now on, I'm writing my own script.
All right. Who wants to go first? Tank, let's do it.
Dude, this
Thoughts?
Defenders trailer, I'm so excited. Like, first I saw the teaser, and when I saw that Sigourney Weaver was gonna be the bad guy, I kind of geeked out a little bit because that was cool. I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago. But freaking seeing the dynamic of all four of them together with Stick is, I think, hilarious. And I also like how we found out that they're going to be going up against Elektra, who we saw get put in that sarcophagus tomb thingy at the end of Daredevil season 2. So
Yeah.
So the what is it? The hand, the foot. Which one's Ninja Turtles? Ninja Turtles the foot.
Hand.
Hand.
Yeah,
so
it's the hand.
yeah, so the hand's got her, and that's who we're going up against to try and save New York. And I'm pretty freaking stoked. And I'm also stoked that it's like an 8-episode miniseries and not a full like 13 episodes. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Now, why does that excite you?
Because
That it's
I
8
feel
episodes instead of
so.
more.
I feel like, especially Luke Cage and Iron Fist, there was a lot they could have trimmed down. I felt like it was a couple episodes too long. And so the fact that they only have 8 episodes to tell this story means that we're going to get story, like full story mode, the whole 8 episodes, and we're not going to get this little filler, time wasting. Like, it's almost like they felt like they had to make it 13 and they had to fill 13 episodes, and so you just get some like fat. I feel like that with 8 episodes that they can trim the fat, give us like either action or story progression every single episode.
Okay.
So.
Naru, thoughts?
I'm just excited, man. I mean, bottom line, I've been wanting to see Luke Cage and Iron Fist together. I thought that was the route they should have gone with Iron Fist. I have to make my statement clear. I still haven't finished Iron Fist.
Slacker.
It's not a slacker, man. I at different points, I really look. I gotta be honest with you. At some point, I just said, you know what? I don't think I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna stop because I started and I stopped around episode 6 or 7 when I fell asleep and came back on. And then I got so critical. I mean, I'm watching this thing every single time he fights. I'm like, what the? No, and I'm not even a guy who really appreciates great fight choreography. But looking at that, I'm thinking, dude, if I'm pissed off by this, I can only imagine what others are thinking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, the show was like, I figured they made a mistake, fundamental mistake, in just trying to show the whole man-child Iron Fist. I felt like they should have had the dynamic of having him play off a character and not a love interest. That was my opinion. Seeing that now with Luke Cage, I mean, and the funny part is, it didn't even have to be Luke Cage. It could have been somebody else.
Yeah.
But having that with Luke Cage, I'm looking forward to it. Thirdly, I just pretty much love Daredevil, Charlie Cox, anything he does. And I mean, he's just an awesome guy. Personally, I wish he was a little taller, but that's just me. Because I feel like I'd love the idea of a Daredevil looking a little bit more toe-to-toe with someone like
menacing.
Luke Cage. Menacing, yeah.
Like
but
intimidating. Maybe.
Yeah, personally. But either way, he just kills it. So I am totally stoked for that. Then there's a side note to that, which is the Sigourney Weaver angle. I'm thinking, okay, how do you make Sigourney Weaver a big bad when you've already had the Purple Man, and some other people? So I saw one of those teasers where they had Sigourney Weaver with Madame Gao.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yep.
That was, dude. In that 1-minute sequence, they emphasized that Madame Gao is terrified of this woman for some reason. So I'm like, okay, pretty a little thick, but I'll take it. Let's see that. That gives me promise. Let's see where this goes.
Jason, what do you think about it?
I didn't know Naru was done. He just like ended right in the middle of a sentence. He was like,
I'm sorry. My bad.
That's it. Like, that was it. Okay, so the whole world knows that now that my favorite thing about the MCU is kind of like the dark, gritty Netflix Daredevil universe, right? And now I feel like we can actually call it the Defenders universe, because before this show, right, like you were looking, you're like, oh, it's kind of like Daredevil. It's kind of like Daredevil. Luke Cage, oh, it's on Netflix, just like Daredevil. Iron Fist, it's on Netflix, just like Daredevil. Jessica Jones, whatever. It's like, it's a Marvel show, and now it can actually be like, hey, this Defenders universe, right? It's not just like, you have the Arrowverse, right?
Right.
But it's not the Justice League of America verse, which is basically what that is. And now I think we're actually going to be calling it the Defenders, side of this MCU. Honestly, the trailer that they dropped at Comic-Con, right? The first trailer they ever dropped before Comic-Con, I was like, all right, like, I'm a fan, so I'll watch it.
Right.
But it just didn't have me excited. And this one, okay, so first off, let me say, I love Daredevil. I love that show. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think the fight choreography, I've done the research, right?
Mhm.
Where in the fight choreography, it goes to, okay, in the first season, he's going down that hallway and it looks like a mess. Like the doors are falling, he's back and forth, boom, 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 boom. And he's falling back and forth all through this hallway. And I'm like, that's a mess for a superhero, right? Like this dude's supposed to be some fighter, but then you go back and like the directors even say, we wanted to show that he only knows how to box. He's not an MMA fighter. He's not Batman, where Batman in his bio, he says he's a master of all martial arts. Let me tell you, I'm 29 years old. I've been practicing Wing Chun since I was 15 years old. I'm not Batman. Okay, I haven't mastered crap. But for Batman to be a master of everything, right? It's like, that's far-fetched, that's unbelievable. But Daredevil, right? He's boom, 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 back and forth all over the place. It just showed how real directors care about that character. Like, let's do this right. Yeah. And Iron Fist, they let that go.
Yeah.
Iron Fist was written after they already had a plan for the Defenders. Like, they're like, this is what we're going to do for the Defenders. The Defender was written, everything, and then it was kind of like an oh crap moment where it's like, oh, we forgot that. Like, we already did Luke Cage, we did Jessica Jones, we did Daredevil. We forgot to introduce Iron Fist, and for a while, they didn't even know if they were going to introduce. They were bringing in Punisher. They're bringing in all of these other characters. They were talking about Moon Knight and all these other Marvel Knights. And then they're like, let's do Iron Fist, and they rushed that production real quick. But I think, Jessica Jones, that show gets tons and tons and tons of love. I'm not a fan because I don't want to see that in my superhero shows. But I will say that the Purple Man is probably one of the greatest villains in the entire MCU.
David,
I will say that.
Absolutely.
I will say the Purple Man is one of the greatest villains in all of MCU.
So
Hashtag
creepy.
Bring back the Purple Man.
No, dude, that dude's
don't bring him back.
That
was a great storyline. Let it die. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want Dumb and Dumber. Okay, let that go.
Having said that, like you said, they let the fight choreography go. They also, let the showrunner go. So, thank God for that. All right, yeah.
So, with his Defenders season, I asked Tank why he thought it would be better that it was 8 episodes instead of 13 or 10 or whatever. And honestly, in my opinion, I think that the single hero shows, the single hero seasons, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, those are perfect to have 10 episodes. Grow those characters, right? Like, let me get this backstory. Except if you're doing Iron Fist, pick a new Danny Rand. If you're listening to the audio, I've got 2 fingers pointing at my cheekbones. Pick a new Danny Rand, develop these characters, like flush these stories out like really, really well, because Marvel has spent so much time on Daredevil, right? So much time on, well, not as much time on Luke Cage and Iron Fist or Jessica Jones, but they have just got these characters with these really, really good backgrounds. I think that the Defenders with 8 episodes is just going to be so much better, because it's going to feel more like a movie of a joint operation, right? Like, hey, we came together for this thing because Luke Cage says it in the trailer. I didn't need any super friends, or I don't need super friends.
Dude, that's so funny.
It's making it real clear, like, hey, we're just doing this to save our town. Like, we're not buddies.
And poking fun at DC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
then I love Daredevil at the end going, "Yeah, I'm glad we found each other." And Luke Cage just,
I'm not hugging you.
I'm not hugging you.
yeah, I love it.
And you can see Jessica do the eye roll. That she pretty much goes through life eye rolling at all times.
Dude,
Like she has a permanent eye roll.
Dude, the funniest thing is when she's like, she tells Daredevil, she's like, "You look ridiculous," and he's like, "It's your scarf," and I just started dying. Like, that is great.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
Oh, let's talk about that. Daredevil, love Daredevil, right? One better than season 2. Number one reason, the outfit.
Oh, you like that black outfit better?
I loved that black outfit.
Yeah.
Why?
No
Because it
protection,
wasn't
man.
crappy looking. And that one's cool.
The second
that
outfit
red
is
one is
not
cool.
crappy looking.
It's not as crappy as Ben Affleck's.
No.
But why does he need all that stuff? Like, I get it. Keep it black though. Like, that was just so sick. And then the
not black.
fabric.
Daredevil's not black.
That actually, do you guys?
Daredevil's
look-
costume is not black.
Nope. Who wants to put money on it?
I said the
He
devil.
has a black version, all right, but his actual costume is not.
But where did the
black.
black version come from?
What are we gonna go into versions of the costume now? That's not the point.
Yes,
He's
the
iconically
the black
noticed.
version of Daredevil.
What is his most
The black-
iconic
He
color?
has a black version, a red version,
What
and a
is
yellow
his
version.
most
So
what is his?
Yes.
I forgot about that yellow version.
the
Yeah,
original,
let's forget about
the original, and the iconic, if you want to go that far, is yellow.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
But
But
the black is where, yeah. Don't talk to me about Daredevil, son.
yeah. All right.
Not
So
about Daredevil.
last defender's point, because this is gonna lead us down another rabbit hole.
Yeah. I'm in this rabbit hole deep. I'm sorry.
Dude, he's in the pit right now.
The last, the Punisher.
I didn't watch the trailer. Didn't watch the trailer to the Punisher. Didn't watch anything about it. 'Cause
Well, it
I
hadn't really
want to be
released-
surprised.
We just know that he's
about
going to
it.
be in the Defender. They didn't really show us anything about like his
he's
show,
there.
but they showed us a little
saw-
tease
He has
of
a
him
role.
being in the Defenders.
He has a
All
role.
right. Yeah, we know he does. And the Punisher.
Dope.
They're in the same
That
neighborhood.
dude is
There's no
awesome.
way they're gonna fight that much.
That
Dope.
dude's just, he's awesome. He's awesome. We talked
Dope.
about him in the first episode. If you didn't watch the first episode, go back, see our thoughts on the Punisher from Netflix's Marvel series. We're gonna start calling it the Defender series on
Yep.
this show. So
I'm gonna go on record
The
and say
Defender
I don't
series.
think Finn was a bad Iron Fist. I'm gonna say that now.
Yeah, we all agree on that.
No, we don't.
He's not.
You and
he's
I
not
do.
bad.
I don't think he was a bad Iron Fist. I reserve the right to change my mind after they do Defenders. But
Nope.
I think I really blame the showrunner for that. I totally blame the entire crew,
Well,
like the
you
actor.
can't hire an actor and pretend he's a fighter. All right, you
Yeah.
have to get a fighter that
Teach
is
him
an
to
actor.
act. Yeah.
Well, that
You
tells
can't-
you
you
that
can't-
they made choice. They could have had him in the mask from the beginning. They could have
Right.
had him already doing stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they should have been
That's
doing
why.
that.
So
but-
again, that's not his
yeah.
fault. They could have had somebody else do that.
All right, so that's all. We're gonna stop the Defenders talk there because we are in it deep and we have a lot to cover. Hey, Defenders comes out August 18th. Check it out, Netflix. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna binge watch it, and then I'm gonna start on when we record on Monday, and I'm gonna go. My mind will be blown. All right, second topic on Marvel.
Let's go
Thor
somewhere fun.
Ragnarok.
I know that guy.
Yeah,
from
let's
We
go
Work
somewhere fun.
together. We
Let's
work
go to Asgard.
together.
Let's go to Asgard.
Dude.
All right.
Let's go to Planet
Ragnarok.
Hulk. Screw Asgard. Let's go to Planet Hulk, baby.
What is it about Hulk
We got-
that just brings out the big kid in Thor?
Oh, dude. This new trailer was so good.
Have you noticed it? Thor
Okay.
Thor absolutely loves Hulk. You can tell this dude. He
So-
loves just acting the goofball around him. Like
I am this much of a Thor fan from the MCU. This much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
0%. If you're watching audio, I hate those movies. I watched the first one because it was Thor. I love Thor from the comic books. I thought it was great. I enjoy Thor in a Avengers movie
Yes.
because it's just pieces of Thor. It's not Thor movie. Didn't like the first one. Didn't even try the second one.
It
Right,
wasn't
and I know
any
that's
better.
that's blasphemy on the a Nerds from Work.
You need to at least see it once.
I wouldn't even try. Well,
I'm
I wouldn't
here
even
thinking-
try the second one.
I'm thinking, who are
Hold
you?
on.
Like seriously.
Dude, I hate that. Right? Like I honestly do not like it. But
Moving on.
I watched the trailer for Thor Ragnarok, right?
Mm.
And I'm like, whatever. Like the first trailer.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but like, not excited. Don't care about the movie. So we started this podcast. A lot of people out there, either Thor or Chris Hemsworth. Why? I don't know. My fiance wants to see the movie because Chris Hemsworth's in it and may or may not lose his shirt. I don't know. Whatever, man.
Already seen him. He lost his shirt in the trailer.
Dude is jacked.
So, yeah, dude is massive. Fun fact about that, real quick. In the first movie, they had to alter the sleeves in his costume.
Yeah.
Because he had to cut the sleeves out because his arms were too big.
Exactly right.
Dude, that's sweet.
So that is why Thor has no sleeves, and it was originally supposed to have sleeves. His arms were too big; they cut him out.
That's funny.
But anyway, so now we have this podcast, and I'm like, all right, I've got to watch this trailer. I've got to force myself. Like Nuru and I were talking about this at work, and we just spend so much time, trying to figure these things out and trying to do these things for the community. And so I'm like, all right, I'll watch Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. I watched it, and when it first came on, and the Hulk just smashes out that door, and Thor's just like, oh crap, and then it's like this huge battle, right? But it doesn't show the battle. It cuts to them in a spaceship, right? And it's like Bruce Banner and Thor sitting there, and he's like, oh, there's this huge battle, blah blah blah, and Bruce Banner's like, wait, did you win? Yeah, I totally won. It was actually, I totally won. And it's like this playful banter between like him and Bruce Banner, but he's like, and then it shows the battle, and like Hulk smashes him into a wall, and he's just like using Thor like a rag doll.
Dude.
It's so much fun. Like this movie looks like fun. And then they went and they're like, yo, Thor's like, I've got to put a team together, right? So then he goes and he grabs the other Asgardian female, and then he shows up for Loki, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is ridiculous.
Of course, you have to have Loki. Of course, Loki's going to be in it.
Oh, dude, it's just, to me, like I thought Loki was a great villain in the Avengers, right? He was so good, and in my personal opinion, I'm going to see this movie. The Nerds from Work are going to go to this movie because we host a podcast now. But I am looking forward to it because it just looks like fun. It's not one of those movies where I'm like, I don't want to watch any trailers. The plot is what's going to bring me in. The story, I care about these characters. It's just one of those movies where I'm like, let's have fun. Let's do this. Like,
fun fact.
And I'm in, man. I'm in.
A lot of that movie was actually, according to Chris Hemsworth, the crew, and I think Taika Waititi, pretty much a lot of that movie is actually improvised. About 80% of it is improv. I'm like, Are you serious? That's a risk.
I like that.
Yeah.
But if it works, it works, man. If it works, it works. But yeah, no, the energy in that movie is off the chain. You can tell that this is going to be one thrill ride. Now, the good thing is Thor is, like you said, he is a lot of fun. I personally think he's okay. Like, I like Thor in the other movies. I think he is better when he's bouncing off other people.
Yeah.
Whether he's playing the goofball or he's just being the fish out of water or he's being the guy who's like, he shows up and everybody else is like, okay, let's be honest. That's a beautiful specimen right there. All of that plays into the fact that Thor is what he is, so which is pretty good. I thought some of the comedy they had Thor do was a little corny in the first Avengers movie, where they had where Joss had him say stuff like,
fish out of water stuff.
He's my brother. It's like he killed over 200 people. He's adopted. I'm like, that doesn't sound as Guardian at all. So but it was funny. It was hilarious. I laughed out loud, but it was more like, that sort of thing. But this feels better. This feels more like, he's talking to Bruce, and he's pretty much, Bruce is like, how on earth did I lose? Me? No, that doesn't sound right. And he's like, oh yeah, totally, absolutely. You can see the influence of being on Earth is bringing out the big kid, the guy who doesn't have to take himself too seriously, which is probably why Loki hates him anyway, because everything's handed to Thor. so he doesn't have to work for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So
do you guys? One thing I'm excited about. So there's an animated Planet Hulk movie from Marvel that's actually really good. But in no movies have we seen the Hulk really talk. Like he had like the puny god line in Avengers, which is freaking hilarious. But like him, like Hulk, not Bruce Banner, and Thor were like having a conversation.
Right.
So like that's actually really exciting. Knowing that they're going to be doing Planet Hulk alongside Ragnarok, seeing the Hulk feel more sentient than not just this rage monster is pretty freaking dope. I'm actually pretty
I love the
excited
fact that whole dialogue between him and Thor was, you could tell that there's two things there. First of all, there's the growing intelligence, so to speak, is like he's trying to emote and communicate his thoughts, but it's coming across kind of like the way Drax does, where irony is totally absent from his thought process. That's what you get with Hulk, the way he's talking right there. He doesn't see the irony of what he says. At the same time, and this is funny, I am really now looking forward to seeing when the Guardians of the Galaxy crash into the scene, because I want to see what happens when someone like Drax and Hulk are in the same space. That's going to be something else.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
That's coming up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa, T on that news.
T on that. I'm sorry.
All right, so Thor Ragnarok. I think we're all in agreement. Nerds from work, yay or nay? Are we going to see it?
Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna go see it in IMAX.
You're right.
Whoa! We're going to see it together, and I don't know if I don't think I'm ready for IMAX.
Dude,
I'm ready for IMAX.
Thor is fun. Okay, Thor is not.
IMAX.
Thor is not more.
IMAX.
We'll see.
Okay, if I'm outvoted, rock paper host.
Oh, are you serious?
That's funny.
Tank will rock paper editor.
Right? Yeah, that's right. Rock
Jason
paper.
lost.
Well then,
Jason lost, and he did rock paper by himself.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Rock paper host works because I'm a host too. Just putting that out there.
Dude, okay. Last little point on Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the freaking when he looks straight up like Raiden from Mortal Kombat?
Dude. I don't.
I remember that. I saw that and thought, are they trying to introduce new dimensions?
Yeah,
to
it was
powers?
super weird.
Usually, his powers are always
like
linked. His powers are always linked to Mjolnir.
Right.
Yeah.
But this time they're showing the power that's coming from him. So I'm like, okay.
It's interesting.
I don't like it. The power is linked to, in the MCU, I'm guessing it's linked to him. In the comics, it's linked to Mjolnir, and
right.
in the comics, it's actually he's like he's a doctor, and then he has like a staff, and the staff turns into Mjolnir. It's weird, but yeah, that's where the power comes from originally. The MCU.
Yeah, they're gonna change it up. Mortal Kombat is probably my favorite video game movie. It's just one of those, like, I guess if you want to call it a guilty pleasure. I don't really call it guilty because I don't really care, because I just love that movie.
One.
But yeah, no, the second one's awful. But the first one I loved the first one. So
okay, so when I was growing up, that was one of my favorites, right? And
yes.
My dad, for those of you who don't know, my dad is an Asian American, and he used to just walk around going, "Your soul is mine."
Oh my god! I'm asking him to do that next time I see him. That's amazing.
Yeah, he just goes, "Your soul is mine." And I was like, "Oh gosh,
that is awesome."
My dad is Shang Tsung. All right, guys. So Thor Ragnarok comes out in theaters November 3rd. The Nerds from Work, we're gonna go see it in. It's gonna be like a weird screen that 2/3 of it is IMAX and 1/3 is gonna be regular. But we will give you guys our thoughts on Thor Ragnarok. I think that one's pretty solid. Another thing that we saw, right before we get into the biggest news from, the Marvel side of the house, let's go ahead and talk about Captain Marvel teaser.
Sure.
There was a 1 minute, there's a 1 minute thing dropped for Captain Marvel. They haven't started filming or anything like that yet, but what are you guys' thoughts on this 1 minute little teaser clip they gave us?
I loved it. I loved it for different reasons. The first thing I loved about it was the fact that they took a big risk by showing the fact that her origin story they're pretty much gonna let us know that the Skrulls and the Kree are involved, which is pretty much something you have to do anyway, since our powers come from that whole dynamic.
Well, what's interesting about that, before you keep going, is before, most people thought that Fox owned the rights to the Skrulls. They got the
Yeah.
Skrulls and Fantastic Four. So the fact that now apparently they don't own all the Skrulls or something weird, because I guess Marvel still has some of them. So it's because that's interesting.
Sorry, Fox. Read the fine print next time.
Right. Yeah.
We'll talk about that in the next little topic too. But
So I didn't mean to cut Naru off, but I have to say I'm actually more excited the fact that this movie is going to be a prequel. It's going to be set in the 90s, and Nick Fury is going to have both eyeballs. So we're going to get
that's what I'm talking about. It's a risk.
Wow.
They're taking a big risk with that because it's like, wait, you had this entity because something else they said about her is that she is the most powerful character in the MCU. I'm like, in what way? Are we talking actual raw strength? Are we talking the combination of powers, energy blasts, invulnerability, and flight and all that stuff? But having said that, I gotta admit, think about it. If you think about all what she brings to play, she can fly. She's super strong. Like she can punch Hulk and he's gonna say, whoa. You know, she's got these energy blasts, which right about now the only energy guys on the team are Iron Man, Vision, and I'm talking about the heavy hitters, not the guys who are duplicates of others.
Thor.
So,
You can say Thor.
Thor. He has his hammer.
Yeah.
True. Apparently not so much now though.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So
I lost my hammer. That was yesterday, so that's still kind of fresh.
I cut my hair and boom, hey, guess what? I can shoot lightning bolts now. But yeah, I'm looking at that and thinking to myself, she is pretty powerful when you think about it. I mean, she can do some damage in more ways than one. So yeah, that is going to be interesting. But still, Samuel L. Both eyes.
Both eyeballs. Yep. Find out how he lost an eye.
How are they going to make him younger though?
Dude, they made Robert Downey Jr. look 16. I mean, I don't really like the way they did it, but they did it. So
I'm just saying.
True, but they also made him look weird and with orange hair in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
That's true.
So I don't know where the orange hair came from.
What is your deal with the orange hair? I never even.
Dude, it looks so bad.
It could just be hair product coloring. I don't know whatever they did to him.
So bad.
It's so
I don't
distracting.
care what it is. It's
what is it with you and hair?
I don't know, but like Iron Man has never had red hair, so
I didn't even notice. I didn't get that tripped up on it.
I don't know, man.
Anyway. I liked it. I thought this was really cool. But at the same time, think about it. If she's been around doing what she's been doing since the 90s, rather since the 80s, was it the 80s or 90s? They said
90s.
So she's pretty much been around the entire time. Where's she been all this while?
Yeah.
Well, that's
maybe
that's
she's
what they have to explain,
off
right?
planet.
Yeah,
like,
she's gonna have
she
to
probably
be.
went off planet. Because
Which means they're gonna have
like
what?
I don't know.
Is Sword gonna be in this?
Who?
Sword.
Oh, the gold dude with the horn.
No, Sword.
That's
space.
what I'm.
Shield in space. Shield in space. Sword.
Sword. Yeah. Okay. No, I thought you said Sorn.
No,
Which is
SWORD. Sword.
And what time?
They're like the government agency that deals with extraterrestrial
Yeah,
threats
yeah,
and all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
So I'm like, okay, so she's off planet. She's never referenced by any of the agencies on Earth. Fury could say he knows about her from his time knowing her in the 90s, but she's been off world involved.
Fury's nothing but secrets, right? So that's
True.
Yeah, they'll come up with a way to link it all together.
Oh, yeah,
like
for sure.
I'm sure they will. Like the second that we realized that Spider-Man was 8 years instead of 6 years, that it should have been for Civil War and blah 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 and this, that, and the other, it was like, oh no, in place this time, blah 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 blah, and they explained everything. Everything was laid out. They're gonna explain it, and in the movie, especially after Spider-Man just came out, they're gonna make sure they do not have any slip-ups in the timepiece. So there will be Easter eggs to the Avengers. There will be Easter eggs to Captain America, definitely, because in the 90s he's still in ice.
Yeah.
So there'll be all of these references, all of these things. The coolest thing I think, I don't know if it's the coolest thing, but the one thing that I want to see is how they introduce Captain Marvel, who is an extremely powerful being, into this universe, because, like, look at any of the characters they have now. They are flawed, right? Like, Iron Man is flawed. Captain America is flawed. Falcon, Black Panther, Black Widow, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, any of these characters that they have in the MCU right now, they're all flawed and human. Is going to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Superman. So how do you do that? Because the DC universe also had to flaw Superman.
Well, she's human though, right?
Well, no, she is. She's
flawed.
human.
Right.
She's human that takes on extraterrestrial power.
Right.
So
that's what I thought. So that
now
that's how,
she's
right?
like,
she's still human.
well, but it's not to the fact of like, oh, this or this. It's like if you shoot Iron Man and you break through the armor, he's dead. If you
like a
shoot-
physical.
Yeah, like
So
physical.
are you talking about flaws or
like-
weaknesses?
Yeah, that's more of a weakness.
That's what I'm asking.
Like
'cause
a flaw in being a hero.
I think when you say flaw, I think character flaw, right? A bullet's
Well,
not
no.
a character flaw.
She'll have a handful of those. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But so I don't know how they're gonna deal with this powerful being in a universe that all its characters, other than Thor, but Thor's downfall is that he cares about humans.
Right.
one in
So there's gonna be these downfalls, and maybe that'll be hers too. But I would like to see something interesting, but where she's not this all-powerful being that's Superman, plowing through aliens. All right, Captain Marvel. We have no idea when that comes out, but I'm sure that we'll keep it updated, and I'll probably be just as let down in the trailer as I was with the teaser. The teaser confused the crap out of me. There were jets. There was a lady putting on some kind of weird arm thingy, and then not even flying. She like stepped to the edge of the jet, and then it was like 2 more jets, and that was it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of it's for more intelligent people.
March 2019.
More intelligent people, not you. Anyway,
got it.
so now let's get to the. You got what?
I appreciated it.
To
though,
the
so
edge
it
of the
must-
breach?
It must have worked. I mean, just saying.
Appreciated what? The Jets? Yeah, America, baby. Just kidding. We do have viewers in Nigeria and United Kingdom. I don't know where the United Kingdom ones came from, but good eye, mate. That's
Australia. That's not even close. Just
Yeah,
stop.
hopefully you guys
Stop.
join too.
Back up.
Holy God, just
Let's
stop.
have some tea, y'all. Let's have some tea, y'all.
Back up.
Now we're gonna be an American only podcast.
Ugh.
On behalf of
Jason, we hate you. Make Brandon the host.
so in other news,
Brandon-
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so bigger news, right? Big picture news. Picture news. Avengers Infinity War.
Infinity
That was leaked at Comic-Con.
I have
And
not
apparently it
watched
was at D23. It was at D23 as well. But the Comic-Con, apparently those motherfuckers can't be trusted. Comic-Con viewers can't be trusted, but D23 can, because after Comic-Con there was a large leak from the Avengers Infinity War trailer that they displayed. I honestly did not watch it. In my personal opinion, if Marvel wanted us to see it, they would release it on YouTube or something like that. This year, the Nerds from Work did not get to go to the San Diego Comic-Con. There have been talks about us going in the future if we continue the show. Hopefully we do. But this year, if we weren't supposed to see it, I don't feel that I really missed too much. I'm still enjoying this hype train that we're riding without the leak. Did anybody watch the leak? Because I did put that in the show notes, and Naru raised his hand. Hit it, Naru.
yeah, well, real simple. I saw a few seconds of it, but before that, I actually had read online sort of a breakdown of it. But what I did see was pretty cool. I mean, I don't care who you are. You see that, you just start to geek out and just, oh my god. I mean, you got Doctor Strange, working with Star-Lord.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, and Spider-Man
That's
shows
fine.
up as well. But initially, I saw Doctor Strange doing something, and then Star-Lord doing something. I'm not gonna go into what it is, out of respect for the fact that they haven't released it. But I will say that they are not gonna disappoint. That's the most important thing. It looks awesome. It looks like creative use of different people's abilities to complement other people's abilities in that action sequence, which is something Marvel has always been good at, ever since the Avengers, where you had Tony shooting his blast off of Cap's shield and taking out, all these other guys. So I am going to say right now, I am going to try not to watch anything else about Infinity War till it comes out. But yes, I'm all in. There's just nothing. I have nothing. Look, I don't care what day it is. I have nothing planned for that day but to see it.
Nice. Can we go see that one in IMAX, Jason?
Yes, that one I will see in IMAX because I am a huge Captain America fan. Captain
Nice.
America, Winter Soldier, those guys are awesome. Falcon.
And he's talking about Captain America. Are you serious, dude? Come on, man.
Yeah,
We're
man.
gonna see that because we're gonna see Thanos. The only way you can see Thanos in full is on the screen like that. That's the only way you can really appreciate what kind of
Comic
damage
book.
it did. True. My point still stands, though.
Naru's 0-2 today.
Okay,
I am. Yeah.
so let's talk about Thanos, right? Because at D23, he and his children, it was supposed to be the writers from the comic book, but there's like four of them together. But in the MCU, apparently they're going to be his children. I got a chance to see those online, and I just want to say, to see those in IMAX, right, and then to see Cap and Winter Soldier and Falcon go up against those guys, that is going to be ridiculous because those look so missing. It just looks ridiculous. Like,
Cap's gonna die.
it's going to be so.
They're gonna
Shut
kill
your
him.
mouth. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Cap's gonna die. He has no way of going.
He's not going to die. You know why?
Okay.
You know why
Why?
he's not going to die? Because
Why?
I saw an Infinity War poster, and Cap has a face shield, just like me.
Yeah.
Face
Can't
shield.
get through that beard.
You can't. They're gonna punch him, and it's blocking his jaw.
Thanos
which is
is
iron.
gonna shoot his beam, and it's not working. He's gonna hit the Infinity Gauntlet. Like, what's going on with this thing? Can't get through the beard.
Cap's gonna get it through your. Oh. Do that chin slam. Yeah, I mean,
On behalf of all of us who can't grow beards, I gotta say that is pretty much. I hope he does get hit in the chin.
Captain America has his face blanket on. Okay, so you
Word.
be quiet. Tank, what are your thoughts on Infinity War?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I didn't see the trailer either. I read about a lot of it, but I didn't watch it because I'm with you. I've heard rumors that we will get to see it in the next week, in the coming weeks. But I just can't wait to see Civil War on steroids. Like, because the Civil War had a lot of characters in it, even though that was just kind of like that. Really, was just that one scene. But I'm excited to take all of these characters that we've been with for 10 years, and just see them all come together. And I'm with Naru. I want to see half of them die. And let's get to the new characters: Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man. I'm ready for the new crew to come in, and that's they may not die off until Avengers 4. We'll see, because it's not Infinity War Part 2 anymore. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I definitely want to go see it in IMAX. I want to see it on the biggest screen possible. I want to sound like I am in the fight with them, and I'm pumped. I'm ready to see it right now.
But if we do go see it in IMAX and you guys are saying, oh, we might be in the fight, remember, I might turn around and just punch somebody
Face
They're
shield.
gonna die.
on that.
Face shield. I'm good.
Face shields.
I'll get,
Dude, I'm stoked, man.
I'll get a fake mustache if I have to.
Okay. Every episode I say a stupid hashtag that has no relation to nerddom.
Hashtag face shield.
Hashtag face shields.
Yes.
Actually, Naru said it earlier. He wants to see the interaction between Drax and the Hulk. I want to see the interaction between Cap. Like, they're similar,
Cap
but
and
at the
who?
same time they're so Star-Lord.
Okay.
They are not
I want to see the
similar.
interaction.
Star-Lord,
No.
man.
They're similar. They're similar in the way that they're both like human. Like, they don't really have any, like, they don't have a huge suit. They can't grow. They can't do all these things. So I want to see their interaction together because they're
I mean, they,
Star-Lord is
polar
not
opposite.
human. I think we already established that.
Well-
Yeah, he's not a human, but he doesn't have any like.
listen, Cap's
Super
Cap
great.
is the super serum.
Okay, but out of all of the heroes, let's admit
He has more powers
they
than
don't.
Iron
their-
Man and Falcon.
Their base levels are.
He has more powers than half the people.
Look at Iron Man's suit.
That
Okay,
that's
Falcon is at the bottom of the list. Well, I will say that Falcon is at the bottom of the list.
Why
I
are
want
you
to see this
putting
interaction,
Falcon
just
there?
like the Winter Soldier.
Dude, Falcon goes out there with,
Things, man.
he goes out there with very little armor on. You've got
Dude, okay,
you got Mr.
okay.
Don
Falcon is
Cheadle.
at the bottom of the list.
Cheadle and the
No. Falcon is at the bottom of the list because
No, he's
he
not.
has no superpowers, right? But he is at the top of the list for cojones.
He's like Krillin.
that's like a
Krillin's got some cojones.
that's like a backhanded compliment right there.
Hey, Krillin, look,
Anthony Mackie.
I'm gonna go
You
on Dragon
got
Ball Z
Anthony
tangent.
Mackie. You got screwed. Be Black Panther because that dude's got some awesome abilities.
Oh, that guy's dope.
You're the Falcon. But we're gonna give you some big cojones because you're gonna go out there and fight the big boys. Other than Scott Lang Ant-Man, you got beat by a Tic Tac, homie. Just saying.
To quote Anthony Mackie in the movie, that will never happen again.
Dude, I love Anthony Mackie, man. That guy's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that guy's great.
He's a wonderful actor, but like I want to see that interaction, just like him and Winter Soldier. I want to see like, because you know it's going to be Star-Lord and somebody, right? Like I want it to be Star-Lord and Cap because they're opposites. Both the leaders of these teams.
Oh wait a sec.
I wanna
We
see-
just went 180. We went from their similar to their opposites.
Okay, so they were, you know, their abilities are similar, but their personalities are polar opposite. Like you could not have two different people.
Yeah, Cap's super strict. Star-Lord's like super just kind of fly by the feeling.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1. The dude is wearing a Walkman, jumping around on an alien planet.
Singing
Kicking
into
things.
reptiles.
Correction.
Yeah.
He's got a zoom now. But having said that,
Spoiler
the
alert.
inside,
Jesus.
the inside
Thanks,
of
dude.
I'm sorry. Have you not seen the movie yet? The inside of his ship, if you took a black light to it, looks like the inside of a Jackson Pollock painting. It's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
He's a disgusting guy, which is what I'm trying to say. He is
That's disgusting.
he is a
That-
disgusting guy.
It's just like their personalities are polar opposite, but they have so many similarities. I want to see those clash. Like just like you want to see Drax and the Hulk, I want to see Star-Lord and Captain America because to me that would just make me laugh so hard. And then I want to see them team up to fight Thanos and his children, and that will be amazing.
Hey, question. For some reason, I don't know the answer
yeah.
to this. I'm going to ask it anyway. Is Captain Marvel in Infinity War?
I don't think so.
No, I don't.
How-
think
She's in Avengers
think-
4.
she's not going to be in this one, but she is going to be in the next one.
Because she'll have her standalone
So
before
my
the next.
yeah.
Man, they have a lot of explaining to do for why she's not there.
Well, my theory is at the end of Infinity War is not going to be over, right? Like they're going to be defeated. They're going to be like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do. And then like at the end of Infinity War, there'll be like a bright light or something, and Captain Marvel is going to help that like second coming of like the help or whatever.
That place.
All right. So Avengers Infinity War. What's the exact release date on that, Tank? Do you
Oh
know?
crap! Nope, I can't. Hang on.
Okay. Well, while we're talking about that,
It's a good thing we prepared.
well, every other one I grabbed it, but I guess you guys can keep throwing this on me, but whatever. I'm sure that our one viewer from England and our 3 viewers from Nigeria don't really care.
May 4th, 2018. So May 2018.
May 4th, so almost a year from now. So we
Yep.
have a few movies between now and then, and you know, but the hype train is real, people. The hype train is real. Hashtag Captain America face shield. All right, so now we're going to make that huge jump from the MCU to the DCEU, which is a terrible sounding thing, and I don't want to call it that, but that's what everyone's calling it. That's what they're calling it.
You don't
That's
get
what
to
the young
choose.
kids-
No, you don't.
Yeah. What? Who am
No
I?
one cares
right?
what you think, Jason.
Yeah, well, apparently somebody does because somebody has to write y'all's lame scripts every week. So let's talk about this.
Why did you have me say that? Why did you put that in the script, man? I'm just saying.
I don't know. I didn't put it in the script. It's
Really?
not in the script. Show notes below.
I'm looking
It
at
comes
it.
up with crazy things. All right, so let's go into this.
So
Brandon's not here this week. What's up?
So this first story is not
Can I
actually
say
the DCEU. So
Oh, it's not DCEU, but it is DC related.
Yes.
Brandon's not here this week. To cover himself, Brandon, when you listen to this, bud, you're probably going to poop your pants, but that's okay because we're talking Young Justice Season 3, and you're not here. So, you've heard us talk about it on this show before. We are fans of Young Justice, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
we love it. Okay? It's a great show. It's very, it started out as a kids show, but it had adult themes to it, and it was a show that adults could enjoy. And even now, 29 years old, it just came back out on Netflix seasons 1 and 2, and I still find myself watching it. Like, the story is that good. So there were actually leaks at Comic-Con. They are releasing season 3. It is a real thing. It is happening. They've released a list of characters already. A lot of them we know, a lot of them we don't know. So guys, thoughts on Young Justice?
Pumped. I can't wait. And so I'm sitting here looking at this picture that I'll put up, like, right here if we want me to. If we say no, then it won't be there and I'll look dumb. But
It's there.
so I'm looking at this picture and these characters look amazing. I cannot wait to see this show. I'm not gonna lie, I'm the most excited about Static Shock because I watched that show when I was younger and I loved it. And the fact that they brought him in season 2, a younger kid, he looks like some time has passed. And I'm pumped. I cannot wait for the show to come out. I loved Young Justice. I was super bummed when season 2 got canceled. I went to Netflix. I rewatched it just like they told us to. They said if you want season 3, go watch it on Netflix. Show them that we still like the show. That's exactly what I did. So we're getting it 2018. I can't wait. The show's amazing.
So the time jump. They talked to the directors at Comic-Con, and they actually said they enjoy doing that. Like, they enjoy, like if you watch Young Justice, if you haven't seen it, first of all, why are you watching our show? We appreciate it, but take time out of your life, go watch Young Justice seasons 1 and 2, and then come back and start now. So between seasons 1 and 2, there is a large jump. Yeah, welcome back. You liked the show, I know you did. So between seasons 1 and 2, there was a large jump in time.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was like, wait, is this even the same show? Like, season 1 was one thing. Season 2, I am so lost. Right, until like the second or third episode, I was like, "Oh, this is a time jump. Okay, this is not like immediately after season 1."
Right.
So, they did ask the producers of Young Justice, and they said that they are going to do a time jump. They did not specify whether it's going to be actual time or whether it's going to be, a few years, 2 or 3 years or whatever. They didn't actually specify that, but they did say that they are going to do that, and they enjoy writing like that. So there will be a time jump, and the characters are going to be a little older than they were in season 2.
Probably about 5 years older, tops, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it is actually a 5-year hiatus. I'm saying this right now. I am super stoked because I was really into that show. Like, I really liked it. Like, I watched it a couple times. Like, even to this day, I'll look it up somewhere, and if it's showing, if I can find it, I'll just watch a few episodes of it. I thought it was really great. The dynamic of the show, the characters, it was really real, and it had a very nice balance between. In fact, I never really saw that as a kid's show ever. I just thought this was a really good story. They had great characters, brought everything out. So the fact that it got canceled to me was just dumb. I don't even know who I need to insult about that, but whoever you are, you're an idiot. Okay, just whoever made the final decision to kill that show, you're an idiot.
It wasn't. So the problem was it wasn't selling toys, and that's literally they canceled it because it wasn't selling toys. So they're like, if it's not selling toys, we're gonna cancel the show. And everybody got super pissed because the show is awesome.
Don't you think it's hard to sell it? I mean, I guess one reason why some of these things don't sell toys because there's no one focal character, which is also why I liked it because it was an
Yep.
ensemble.
Right.
So you're an idiot.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan. It's gonna be, to what my understanding, it's gonna be Tim Drake's Young Justice, right? Like Tim Drake is Robin, in this Young Justice series. There were a lot of character designs, and as Tank said, he's gonna post them up here, but we'll post them here now.
Thanks.
I've always wanted to do that.
Up here. Right here.
Boom.
There you
Look
go.
at that. All right, so the character designs are great. We are looking at Tim Drake's Young Justice team, and some of the people that I'm excited about. The Nerds from Work are a fan of Static Shock. We said it in episode 1. We were talking about Black Lightning, and we said, hey, do Static Shock. DC, or at least Young Justice team, thank you. Thank you for listening to us,
Yes.
because Static Shock is there. Tim Drake, Brandon's favorite character, also there. Blue Beetle, I love that. Like, that character is awesome. I mean, there are just so many guys on there. One character that we did not see, or I did not see in this list, they talked about it and they said that they don't know, but don't count them out. Miss Martian and Aqualad. Those are the two that people are like, wait, where are they? And the producers of the show were like, hey, we didn't have them here, but it doesn't mean that they're not there. So some of the things that are floating around right now are, okay, are they to this show that they're going to be the plot twist, like they're the villains, or they're whatever's going to happen, that we don't want to release it at San Diego Comic-Con. We just want the hero team or whatever. So there were a lot of things that were released, and a lot of things that I am honestly looking forward to, and I can't wait for this to drop. But I don't know if I'm like,
I'm a big fan of that Aqualad, honestly, and he was actually. They did show him at San Diego Comic-Con, but it was that I think it was the last that last picture.
was it him or was it the guy with the beard?
No, it was actually the guys in stealth outfits where they were all in black.
Yeah.
So he's one of the guys there. It was him.
Dude, there's the
Superboy.
black guy with a beard.
That's Aqualad.
No, that's not Aqualad.
That's
They
Aqualad.
have
No,
him listed as
that's
Aqualad
not what the
there.
producer
Hang on, let
said.
me look it up.
That's the article. The article that you sent out
in
has
the-
him listed as Aqualad.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, well, the producers were talking, and they mentioned that Aqualad and Miss Martian were not listed. So I don't know. Maybe
Misdirection.
the article is right.
Got him. They got you. Misdirection.
Who got
Bottom
me?
line, though,
I don't know.
he was in there, man. He was in there. I'm looking forward to seeing Aqualad because I, for some reason, and I'm not usually the kind of guy who likes characters based on skin color. That's never been a thing for me. I know a lot of guys who have told me that they like comic books and they started to like certain characters because they resonate with them in terms of they were looking for another black character or they were looking for somebody who's like them. I don't really try to see myself in any characters, but Aqualad is probably the first person I looked at and thought, I really like this guy from somewhere deep. I'm not sure why, but I am really stoked to see this show come back. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to answer that question one day. But still, hey, let me ask you this though. Besides the obvious, everybody say your favorite characters from Young Justice. There you go.
From season 1
I
and
mean-
2?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I got it. And this will tie into what the Nerds from Work are doing at a later date. I will say Arsenal.
Dope.
I absolutely can see you as Arsenal.
Arsenal. That dude is sick.
Oh, man. I don't know.
Hold on, I'll say it for Brandon.
Beast Boy.
Girl. No, Wonder Girl.
Oh, Wonder Girl?
Ooh, or maybe Artemis.
Artemis is pretty dope. I liked Wally. I'm a huge Flash fan, so not so much on Bart, but I liked Wally's Flash in season 1.
Cool. I can get down with that. Aqualad for me. I really liked the character. I really did. He always seemed so stoic, and I especially like the way they did that twist with him in
Oh, in
season
season
two.
two, I will give you that season 2 twist
Yeah.
was dope.
It was dope because I was like, oh my god, and then he just flipped it around. Like, okay, that's good. This guy doesn't play. He's serious. He comes from a place of pain. He comes from a place of hurt. He knows what he's had to go through to get where he is. So he doesn't play. I mean, he's not a goofball. He's real serious. I love the character. I really do.
All right. So we actually have 2 more things on the docket for DC. One we'll do real quick. Aquaman. It was there. They showed a little sneak preview for Aquaman at San Diego Comic-Con. And honestly, all I can say, the Throne of Atlantis.
Oh, dude. That movie's so good.
If they can do a good adaptation of that storyline, right? And I think I've seen the animated film. I'm not sure. No, I've read the books.
Yeah.
The Throne of Atlantis is a great book, and if you haven't read it, New 52, read Aquaman, the first 6 issues of Aquaman from DC's New 52, and you will understand why Aquaman gets his own standalone film. Like, this dude is nasty. And, it gets to a point where the Justice League comes in and they're like, hey, we're going to help you. And basically, Aquaman's just like, as Naru would say,
yeah,
get out of here. Like, doesn't listen to Batman, doesn't listen to Superman, just doesn't care. Dude's bulletproof, super strength, all of these things. The guy is just, he's a ridiculous hero. And I'm glad to see that Aquaman is getting some kind of positive reinforcement rather than just the creepy dude who hangs out with Aqualad in the super weird green tights and talks to fish. They have a joke in New 52, Aquaman. Obviously, I used to read a lot of Aquaman. But it's like, oh, wait, you're that guy that talks to fish. Poke fun at Aquaman in the first issue, and he's like, I don't talk to fish. I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, no, that's your superpower, is you talk to fish. He's like, no. Dude, there is no, I don't know what they're saying. Like, I tell them what to do and they do it. I don't talk to them. And everyone's just kind of like, wait, what? And then this diner gets shot up or whatever, and it turns out bulletproof, and he flips a cop car, and you're just like, oh man, Aquaman is he's a bad dude.
He's a badass.
He's a bad dude. So
they down his badassery up by 100. Cranked it up.
Oh yeah.
Just cranked it all the way up. And it became very clear that this guy is Superman of the water. Just do not mess with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They turned it up, and then New 52, he was still blonde. I am still upset personally that Jason Momoa is Aquaman. I think Jason Momoa is a great actor, but Aquaman has always been, because, and I understand DCU wanted a guy who looks Polynesian because it's more realistic that a Polynesian, human would find the city of Atlantis or whatever, and fall in love with the queen and all that because they're out in the ocean. But
you stop right there.
Yeah, it's more realistic. But
yeah, you're good. You're done.
But in the stories, and this is the thing, right? All of the Atlanteans have dark hair. Arthur had blonde hair and looked different, and he was always treated different. So he was an outcast in Atlantis, and then he was an outcast on the land because he was a freak. So he played that, I don't have anywhere to live. But Jason Momoa, that dude is so tough. He'll tell you where he wants to live.
Dude. That guy. So I've been watching Jason Momoa back when he was on Stargate Atlantis.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I didn't even realize that was Jason Momoa until recently.
I did. I followed his career from there, and I remember when they were thinking of from there to when he played Hercules.
Yeah.
to that whole arc of Jason Momoa has just been
Dude.
impressive.
And it's funny to watch. Like literally every time you see him on screen, he gets bigger and bigger until you see him as Khal Drogo, and he's just stacked. And now as Aquaman, this dude just like drinks beer and throws tomahawks, and it's fucking awesome.
He's
All
insane.
right.
He's insane.
So
And he's a big teddy bear, man.
That's what I hear.
Right now, my favorite Jason Momoa story. I was telling Jason this was it Jason I was telling? I can't remember.
No.
But he was like, literally, it was how the first time he met his Daenerys. When she walks into the hotel where they're going to be staying, and she hasn't met the cast and everybody yet. She just shows up at the hotel, and she says this huge bearded dude just runs up to her and says, "Wifey!" grabs her and tumbles with her to the floor. And she doesn't even know who he is.
That's awesome.
So he's all over her and goes, "How are you?" And everything. And she goes like, "Hi, I'm great. I mean, you're this petite girl and this giant of a man knocks you over, hugs you on the floor in public." And she goes, "I'm sorry, who are you?"
That's awesome.
Oh my God, he is so full of life. I swear, he is just a fantastically awesome guy, and you just know he's the kind of guy that if you hung with him, you would never have a dull moment.
Yeah,
like he's out there. He'll do anything. Oh man.
all right. So
Hey.
now let's get into the meat and potatoes from DC.
The meat.
We've covered the Avengers. Let's talk about the movie that I will not watch the trailer for,
boom.
Justice League.
You didn't watch the trailer?
No, I will not touch one of those trailers. I will
Really?
not.
Now, okay, I'll give it to you.
Oh no, I'll post it for you guys to watch, but I won't.
I thought you were gonna talk about the Batman movie now. I'm just kidding.
Anyways, I'll give it to you.
Don't get my hopes up like that, man. Don't get my hopes up.
So I'll give it to you. DC's track record with trailers is awful. Like they either show too much or they make you think it's gonna be one kind of movie and it's a completely different type of movie. So I will give you the track record with DC trailers is not good. I did watch this trailer. I like this trailer. Speaking of Jason Momoa, I think he's going to steal. It's gonna be the Jason Momoa and the Gal Gadot show. I think those two characters are going to steal this movie, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I thought the trailer was great. I did see what's very interesting for me, and I want to ask Naru.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see the Joss Whedon in this trailer, versus the first trailer that was Zack Snyder.
Thank you.
Okay, so you saw it too.
The Flash.
That scene when they're on the roof.
Yes, that is so Joss Whedon.
Yes.
Like you can't tell me Zack Snyder came up with that. I will not believe that in a million years.
Yeah.
You can't tell me he did that. Number one. Number two, the sequence where he's talking with Batman and says, "I'm really glad you guys are all." I'm sorry, Jason. Can I say it? Just say it. I'm really glad you guys are all excited. You guys are getting ready for war and battle and everything. But I've never done this. I mean, he says, I've pushed people and I've run away. That's all I've done.
Yeah.
That is so Joss Whedon. Like, you
So-
can tell looking at that and think, this is not Zack Snyder. I don't care what you tell me. There's
I
no
will
way I'm
say-
going to believe that.
My biggest problem with this movie, without having seen it, obviously, my biggest problem to now is the Flash. I'm not a fan of the casting. I'm not a huge fan of the actor. I don't think it's the right look for Barry Allen. I don't like the way they made the Flash's suit look. Of everything, I'm the least excited about the Flash, which sucks because the Flash is probably my either favorite or second favorite DC character, depending on the day. And
Tell us how you really feel, man. Dang.
Dude, like he has this like weird like mech looking suit, and I'll give him the way that they're doing the Speed Force. That's different. You want to do something different from the TV show. That's fine. I'll let you get away with that. But Barry Allen, I mean, and he's funny like Barry. Like I think the comedic
Hilarious
timing's
like
there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like the suit, and I don't like the way. Kind of like how Jason's not a huge fan of the way they changed Aquaman's look from the white guy blonde hair to the Polynesian. I'm not a fan of taking Barry Allen, who's very traditionally super pale white, blonde hair, blue eyes, and they're changing that up. Once I see the movie, I may give him a pass, but I'm not gonna like this suit at all. period.
I was curious about the suit myself because it looked very. At first, when I first saw it, it looked very mech
Yeah.
or something. I wasn't sure what it was. Now, when I did some more reading up on it, it's based off of the way his powers work, apparently, which doesn't make so much sense to me because, okay, if the suit is there to kind of capture some of that electricity and channel that in some way, one, why do we still see it flash all around him?
Yeah.
And two, what happens when he's not wearing the suit then? Does it mean when he moves around in regular clothes and does stuff burns? I mean, what happens?
Yeah.
Why so yeah, I'll
my
give you
two
that.
cents on that. My 2 cents on that, right? Like, is if you have something to contain power, right? But you overcharge it, it's going to charge on the outside. So it could be excess, and then all the little vents and everything are to release that excess energy. So it's like he can't store it all. Boom, there it is. Boom, there it is. Boom, there it is. So I sat by and I let Tank say his thing, and obviously Tank enjoys Flash the TV show. Flash the TV show. I am not a fan of Jason Momoa being cast as Aquaman, but I've got my own reservations because I'm a fan, and there's probably a handful of fans from Aquaman, like the comic book Aquaman. Aquaman doesn't have a huge following, so I understand that. And then it's like, okay, how do you fix that? Let's put Jason Momoa, this super dangerous looking dude, in here, and now Aquaman will be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Like, Aquaman will be taken so serious because now he's either way you look at it, he's a good looking dude or he's an intimidating looking guy. We're going to make him this super dark character, and he's going to be great. The Aquaman movie is shot by someone who wants it to be a horror movie.
Right, yeah, he's a horror
Okay,
character, yep.
So it's going to be dark. But Wonder Woman looks just like Wonder Woman.
How does that follow? I mean,
No, well, I'm sorry.
We're not talking about Aquaman right now.
I'm just saying James Wan did.
James Wan.
Furious, was it James Wan? Who was it that did the Furious movies? The Fast and Furious movies?
Oh, he did the one Fast movie.
He did one.
That was one.
But before that, he was a horror guy.
No, he is a horror guy. I'm just saying.
Look back at what he said, and he wants the film to be darker. He wants it to be filmed that way.
Okay, I haven't read it. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I like Aquaman. So I'm a fan. Wonder Woman looks just like Wonder Woman. Batman, there's been a rumor mill going around. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, where they're contemplating if, they even want to keep him on as Batman.
Yeah.
What's his face on as Batman?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, old Benny. But I think I read right before this that they are, like, he said, "Hey, I'm staying on." Like, because before they were saying,
I saw it.
No, he said like he's staying on.
He was up there. He pretty much said, "Hey, I'm the luckiest dude in the world to get this role. I have no idea why people are saying all this stuff. I am gonna be here. I'm in." And he said he pretty much said he's the luckiest dude in this role in both universes, Marvel.
What's funny, right? So what's funny is he was like, "I'm a huge fan of Matt Reeves." He's like, "I'd play a gorilla, an ape on the floor for Matt Reeves because he's like off the planet." But that's basically all he says. He's just like, "Hey, he does kind of make mention that he's lucky, but then he talks about like, I love Matt Reeves, but he never really says it. It sounds like there's still some negotiations going on in the background."
That was the awkward one. He has done one since where he says like, "Hey, sorry, I'll clear this up." I think it was like yesterday. Okay. But he cleared it up. But I think, but I was one of those people. Batman movies are my thing, right? Like, I love it. When Brandon was born, actually, I went with my father and we watched Batman Returns.
Nice.
So I wasn't even at the hospital when my brother was born because I was watching Batman.
That's
okay. Awesome. And Brandon's not here this week, so
the real concern
everyone else on Earth.
Why was your dad not there? Just saying.
Because he had to deal with a 5-year-old kid, man. Like, you want a 5-year-old kid in a room? Nah. But so I do take Batman to heart, and I do love this. And when they announced Ben Affleck, I was like, because I love Ben Affleck. He's one of my favorite actors. I honestly would love to, walk right in his shoes, be an actor, producer, writer, all of these things. Ben Affleck does that, and he's great. Ben Affleck does a lot of great movies. One of my favorite movies is The Town. Love it. But where he was Daredevil, I was just like, oh gosh, like. But with Batman vs Superman, in that small piece of him I saw as Batman, I can honestly say I like his Batman.
Yes.
Do I think it's the best Batman I've ever seen? I want to wait until I have a 100% Batman movie. 100% Batman movie, then I will judge Ben Affleck as Batman versus, Christian Bale or Michael Keaton. We don't mention George Clooney.
Bat nipples.
Yeah. So, but in all honesty, I like him as Batman. Superman, I hate Superman because I think he's overpowered. He's just overpowered character. But I love what the DCU has done with him. In Man of Steel, I am one of the few people on Earth that enjoy Man of Steel.
I like Man of Steel.
I thought it's my favorite Superman story. But all of these things put together, I enjoy this Flash. I don't watch Flash TV show because it was too hokey for me. It was just like, oh, I'm Barry Allen, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, dude, like, I like Arrow because he kills people, but you, I don't like. Like, you're a nerd, which I understand. The Flash is a nerd, but I enjoy this variation of the character where, the one thing I have seen, right, where he's like, oh man, together a team. He's like, I'm in. He's like, just like that. And he's like, I don't have many friends.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I love it. Like, there's that comic relief right against Batman. He's a younger character, and he's not the traditional Barry Allen TV Flash. If you look at Barry Allen, he's a tall dude, blonde hair, good-looking guy. He's like 6 foot, and he's an athletic build. The TV guy is
Grant Gustin,
terrible.
Which I gotta back up because I realized that I said it like I want a white blonde hair Barry Allen, and the TV show is not that at all. So I will back up and say I'm not a huge fan of the actor. Like, I saw him in Fantastic Beasts, and I thought he was okay. I think he was great. Urza Miller.
Yeah, Urza.
So we'll see. I'm gonna give him a chance, but I don't think I'm gonna like the suit. Like, I understand he didn't want to do spandex from the comics. Like, I get that, but I don't know. I just don't like it.
So, and I will say, Brandon's not here to defend himself, but he and I do talk at length. And one of the reasons that this podcast even exists is because I would call these guys not Naru because we're not friends and everyone knows it.
Yeah. Can't stand
I would honestly call these guys. I would call Tank, or I would call my brother for like, hours on end, and we would just talk nerd. Naru and I do it at work. But we do these things.
I wasn't going to tell anybody until you just did, so hey.
But, it's like, hey, let's put this together. And, Brandon, since the very first trailer dropped, Brandon has been saying he is a huge fan of that guy as an actor. Like, He loves that guy. I don't know. Apparently, he's been in a lot of stuff that I haven't seen. Like, I haven't even seen Fantastic Beasts, but it's just Brandon is a fan of that guy.
He was really good in that movie. I have to say.
So I will say that for Brandon. But, yeah, man, I am super excited. I did not watch the trailer for Justice League because, I'll watch it for Thor Ragnarok. I'll watch it for Guardians of the Galaxy. Heck, I'll watch it for any of those. But when it comes to that universe, I didn't watch it for Batman vs Superman. I went in, and a lot of people hate the movie. But like Tank said, DC has this horrible run rate where I watched the trailer after I saw the movie, and I was like, oh, these were the best parts of the movie. Like,
yeah, or the entire plots in the trailer.
Yeah, so I didn't like that, and I enjoyed when I went to the movie. My fiance hadn't seen any of the trailers either, and she actually started crying when Superman dies. Spoiler, boom. But she started crying at that point. She's a crier. She cries at commercials. But to me, it was just like, this person has never seen any of these things. She has no connection to these characters. And it was so well written that she actually cares about a movie where she said she didn't care about superheroes. And here she is, right? But to me, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed how it all developed. I enjoyed Batman versus Superman. And then I did the same thing with Star Wars Episode 7 and Rogue One. And I'll continue to do it for every Star Wars movie. I won't watch any trailers, and then I just go to the theater, and I love it so much because none of it was spoiled for me. So I won't touch DC, but did you guys watch the trailer?
Yep.
And if so, what do you think? Oh, you guys already talked about it.
Flashpoint.
Duh.
I think
No,
Flash.
we're not going to talk about that.
No, I'm saying because
We're not going to talk about Flashpoint.
you talked about Flash so much. Apparently, it must have done something to you. Your time sense. You know what?
No, we're not talking about Flashpoint.
Alternate universe reset just happened right there.
No, not until we get more information. Once we get more information about the Flash movie, then we will talk about Flashpoint. All right, guys. So that about wraps it up for this week. I'm sorry we were going to get into other, but we're running out of time. I got to get to bed. It's running late, work in the morning. So, hey, guys, this wraps it up for this week. Tank, tell them where to find you on social media, and any last words?
Yeah, so hopefully you guys saw some of this footage. Some of the stuff we didn't get to, hopefully we'll be able to get to later. You guys can find me at The Caped Critic on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, we're on YouTube, wherever. Thank you guys for checking us out. Hope you guys will come back next week.
All right, Naru, give them your social media. Tell them where to stalk you, buddy.
Nah, it's Naru J, at Naru J. I'm pretty much available anywhere and everywhere with that, except for Instagram, which I, again, lock up.
All right. And as always, I'm Jason Miller. You can find me on Twitter at Houdini0333. And you can catch us on Facebook and all social media. On Facebook, just at The Nerds From Work. YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Work. Twitter, Instagram, we are at Nerds From Work. They really don't like those three letters D. But you can catch us on social media. Please follow, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite thoughts and what your favorite things were from San Diego Comic-Con or D23. We'll get back to you guys. Send us an email. Ask us some questions. See why. Why does Naru have that weird headset and not cool headphones like the rest of us? I don't know. Ask him in an email. Send it to us. You can send it to TheNerdsFromWork@gmail.com. Hey, as always, I'm Jason Miller. This is Naru Abaje. That's Josh Tank. And from work, peace.